You know, I've talked about automation a lot. I've talked about systems. I've talked about building online businesses. And today I'm thrilled to introduce Jermaine Griggs. He's one of my favorite people to study. In fact, I bought one of his courses. It was one of the most advanced courses I've ever purchased. And he created a site called hearandplay.com to teach you how to play music. But if you look beneath the surface, there is a ton of sophistication going on. How'd he do it? What did he do? We're gonna find out today.
Hey, Jermaine Griggs here, founder of hearandplay.com and Automation Clinic. And I'm here with Ramit talking about how I took $70 and a dream at 17 years old and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business teaching people how to play music by ear.
Jermaine, welcome to the program.
Hey, Ramit,
Hey,
a pleasure.
Thanks for being
a
here.
pleasure to be here.
We've been trying to meet for I don't know how many years. And
right.
finally we get to do it. I'm so excited.
You're
to talk
just
to you.
so busy. So it's like we had that period from August 6, 2000 to March 2002. So between that's the $300 a month, $500 in a good month, something like that. And I bought this guy's course. His name was Corey Rudel. And Corey, so if I was making $300 a month, Corey was the guy making $5-6 million, back in 1996, when I don't know if they had SSL encryption or if they did it, I don't even think it was 128 or, it's crazy. And I think I stumbled onto him because I had that feeling like there's gotta be a better way. Danny Deutsch did a show, there's gotta be a better way. And so I had that feeling too. And so I started Googling and I came across him and it wasn't hard not to find him. Bought his course with, I probably didn't even have $200, because that money that I was making doesn't, amount to anything saved. So I, put it on a credit card. I think I had a student credit card by then and bought his course.
Okay.
And I devoured it. He talked about a sales page. And mind you, I was getting these sales pages in the mail. But I never considered.
Didn't make the connection.
I didn't make the connection.
Yeah.
I'm doing this with the books on the brown carpet and the couple sentences and the button, and I'm making money. He said, change it to a 20+ page sales letter. Now, this was one of those things. This was a big risk. This is one of those things like when we sit back and say, oh, they couldn't be, people are hearing this story. Oh, you can't be making good money teaching music or piano. It's one of those like where you have to suspend your disbelief for a moment because we get in our own ways by saying, nah, that's not possible, or he got lucky, or that's just an outlier, or that's this, and then we kind of excuse ourselves from it. I was of the mind, I'll try everything once, and so I did. I remember my sales page, it was at homepianocourse.com. You could probably, or hearandplay.com/course.html if you look it up in the way back, and you could actually see it if it goes back that far. And it was a long sales page with a red headline that said, discover the secrets to playing the piano by ear in 4 easy steps. And then he said, you have to relate to them. So your first line needs to be like, if you're like other struggling musicians, and he used struggling business owners. I just took out business owners and put musicians, and all you want to do is just play. You want to feel what you play. And oddly enough, I don't teach kids, it's all adults. When parents in the community, they're like, I want you to teach my kid. I'm like, well, I don't really have anything. That's here in playground, that's the next evolution. But these are adults waking up at 40 years of age, like they want something to do, have like midlife crisis, they just want to play, they want to play guitar or piano. And so you have to talk to that person. He taught me how to talk to that person. He taught me what benefits are. Most people don't even know what benefits and features are. Like features are what your product does. Benefits are what your product does for them.
Yes.
Right? Features that it's 300 pages, Benefit is that, hey, you're finally going to be able to play the piano, serenade your family and friends by the fireplace during Christmas. Close your eyes and imagine how that feels to be having your grandkids singing a song that you're actually backing them up, and you're not looking at sheet music. The sheet music is distracting you from realizing the moment. You just know how to play. You know the patterns and the chords, and you're having fun, and you're smiling, and your grandkids are stepping on your foot. You create that through storytelling, through imagery, and I learned that. And so I sent out an email. I had about 700 people on my list. You're probably like, wow, you were doing list building.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. It was a Yahoo group. It was I was a moderator of a Yahoo group that I started, but you could broadcast it. So I said, hey, I got a new site, and I sent it to 700 people. Well, the next day, March 2nd, is when I woke up, and by the end of that day, we would make $1,100 that day. So I woke up, it might have been like 700 in there
So
already.
that's like 4 or 5 months of revenue in one day.
In one day. So when I say like straight there,
Yes.
it wasn't, I wandered in the wilderness for those years, but when it happened, it happened. Like $1,100, March 2nd, 2002. I called my girlfriend, we got to buy these books. I skipped school that day and the next day. And then the next day it was like $300. Obviously that was like, we had a rush.
Yes.
But then I thought it's gonna go back to normal, but it never went back to normal. The next day I got like 4 or 5 more sales. Now I'm making, a couple $100 a day. And then by the end of that month, we would make $8,000 that first month. And, being the savvy young guy I was, I went and I blew it. We went to Catalina Island. We had so much fun. I was like, hey, I might not live this again.
Exciting.
Yeah, you got to be excited about playing the game, not
just
getting to the end of the game, because you might be disappointed if you're always just waiting for the end of the game. You have to look back and say, I actually have fun playing the game.
Yes.
And
Win
that's
or
why
lose,
we're here 15 years,
that's exactly
16 years later.